Hello everyone. Today we're going to learn how to play Por una Cabeza. I played it in my last video. That is the original version. And you'll find the sheet music for it in my book, Master the Violin. And today we're going to learn the fingering of the version that John Williams arranged for Itzhak Perlman. So we're going to get some fingering tips. So we start with the first finger on A string. I'm going to stand so that you can see my left hand more, so that you know which fingers to use. So we start with the first finger on A string, and then we slide with the fourth finger to next B. Practice that a couple of times. And then what Itzhak Perlman does, he goes back to the E string and plays it in the first position. But you could stay up there and carry on playing. And then take the fourth finger for the G, fourth finger for the E, fourth finger for the C, and fourth finger for the A. And then you carry on, second finger on the E string, and then you slide into the high B, into the 8th position. Practice that many times until you manage, and practice it slowly so that you stop on time. So, and then you stay in the 8th position, and then you go down and play the next G with the fourth finger, and then the E with the fourth finger as well, the B with the fourth finger, and the G with the fourth finger, and here we have 3 and 4. And we stay on a D string and play the C with the third finger on a D string, and then E flat with the first finger on an A string. And then you could basically stretch your finger and reach the high G. So you could play, or you could slide in, whatever you prefer. Or you could also play in a first position, but it would be a very long way to the G, and that's why it's easier to stay here and simply stretch your finger. It's a 10th, right? And then you stay there, go down the fourth finger and stay in a position, first position, and you slide into the B flat. I would do it with the fourth finger. So you slide in, and then you go back to the half position and play the A with the second finger on the G string. You could play, there are many versions, of course, so you could play it like this: 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then open D string. Or you could play like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2, 3, 4. This is also very interesting because here you have a chromatic movement, so all the fingers are stuck together. It's kind of fun to practice. Even if you decide not to play that way, you can practice it like that. Or you could try the other version. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the open D string. Or the other one. So give it a try. I think both of them are real fun. And then comes the pizzicato, the chord in the third position. And then we have tempo di habanera. So you start playing the first position. Also in the first position, we have double stops, 2, 3, and 1, 2. And then we carry on in a third position. We go into the fourth position now. And third position again. Second. Here you could simply stretch the second finger if you don't want to shift immediately. So you could simply stretch your second finger down and then move your arm. And then third position again. First position. Here you slide with the second finger. And go into the second position. And first. And here we have 4 double stops on one bow. And Itzhak Perlman plays them all with 3, 1. Yeah, same fingering for all 4 double stops. You could play 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, 1, 4, 2. Okay? You could play it like that. And then move into the third position. Go back to the first position. And stay in the first one. Go back into the third. Second. So here we have 2 double stops in a second position and 2 double stops in a third. And then third. So here we stay in a third position. And then slide in with a third finger. Enjoy it. And then we have, in a first position, we carry on. Yeah. Now move into the third position. And go back to the first. Yeah. These slides are real fun in this tango, so you can really enjoy them and perhaps exaggerate a little bit. Why not? And stay in the first position. Okay. And then we stay in the first position. Going to the third, first position again, and stay in the first, and we play the rest in the second position, second position still. Here we have another slide. Yeah, open string, and then we slide into the third position. So you could basically slide back you could play the whole thing in a second position, also with a slide. You choose. There are lots of different possibilities. Then we go into the third position and put the first finger on both strings, on a D and A string, and the second finger on the E string right next to them. Yeah, and here with a bow you go real fast. Hello. So that it sounds almost like a chord. Try. And go back into the first position. And here you play 7 notes really fast. And we go back into the third position. So here we stay in the first position, or you could go up into the fifth position. Which I wouldn't do. It's not really. So you could go there for the slide and then go down into the first. And stay in the first position. Now comes the next part. We're in the first position. And then third. So I'll show you again. Now shift into the third position. Go back into the first position. And stay there. And go into the second position, the third finger. And carry on in the first position. That's one possibility. The other one is you go into the third position and carry on an A string with a third finger and go back into the third position and down into the second and up into the third and up into the fourth. And stay there and stay on the A string, the third finger. Now slide in and then. So here's another slide from the third to the first position. And then comes the part where you could actually play either like this, or you could make your bow jump. Yeah. You should just relax your hand in order to do that and try it. Just let go of the bow and it will jump. Don't try to jump. You just have to start to stay relaxed here and just drop your bow on a string. That's how it works. Or you could simply play up, down, up. Yeah, that's also possible. Or practice it. It's fun and you'll learn something new. So let's carry on. So you stay in a third position. And then you go back into the second position. And then first position. So these two double stops are in a first position. The next two double stops are in a third. First again, and third. So this is what it looks like. So I'm playing it really slowly for you, it goes real fast. Practice it slowly. And then open G string, the double stop in a third position, and then slide into the C with the first finger. 3, 1, 4, 2. Okay, let's try that again. And then A with the fourth finger, third finger on the A string, and then second finger, and the pizzicato in the first position. Okay, 2 open strings, 1 and 2. And then comes the part where it says arco and boldly. So we're either in a third position or in a second. So you either start with the first finger or with the second finger. And do the same thing for the next 4 notes. And then we go into the fourth position on the E string. So here we play 3 notes in a fourth position on an E string. Yeah, fingers are stuck together. It's E, it's D, E flat, D. And we go back into the third position. First position, third. Okay, so let's try that again. Fourth position. Okay. And then you could play it in the first position or in a third. And then in a second position. And then come double stops and chord. All in the first position. Let's try that again. Okay. And then we carry on with the next part. The second finger on an E string. So we can start with an oboe. And then go up to the A. So let's try that again. So you stay in that position. Go down, second finger on the E string, the E flat, and slide down into the third position. And stay there. So we basically play 2, 4, 4, 1, 4, 3, 1, 2. So here you go into the fourth position. And back into the third. How about that? Constantly shifting, constantly changing the position. So let's try that again. with the E flat on the E string. That was third position, and stay there. And go back to the first position. And we move and go the second finger on the E string for the D. And third position. Still third. And first. Okay? So let's try this. Fifth position, third, third, and first. Okay? Okay, practice that. And then we carry on in a third position. On the G string and first position. And shift into the third position. Okay? Second position. And here we have harmonics, which means that the first finger in a third position on an A string is simply touching the string lightly, okay? And this is what it will sound like. If you press too hard, it will sound awful, so don't do that. So just touch the string very lightly. Also make sure you play in tune, otherwise it won't sound right, okay? So, and the next harmonic is played with a solid first finger in the third position on the A string, and a very relaxed fourth finger, which is hardly touching the string. Yeah, if you make a tiny mistake, then it won't sound right. So I have to make sure. Yeah, you practice it. First finger, and then 1, 4. Okay, so you can practice octaves as usual. When we practice harmonics, we practice octaves. And if we play the octaves in tune, then the harmonics will be perfect. Okay, so the whole thing will sound like this. Okay. Remember to practice it with octaves. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the last line. We're in a third position. Yeah, on a D string. And we can go back into the first position and carry on playing on an open D string. And then stay in the first position. This is real fun to play because it's 2, 3, 4, open string, 1, 2, 3, and all the fingers are stuck together because we have half steps. So we have a chromatic movement here. You can play it real fast. And then comes in a third position. And the next passage, actually, you could play like this. So you could stay in an open, you can start with an open A string. Then stay in the third position and then make a shift. First finger. Yeah. You could play like that, or you could do something totally crazy. You could play this bit and then find the A on the G string. That Goes B flat. Let's try again. Got it. So start from the A and then play 2, 3, 4 on the D string. Then 1, 2, 3, 4 on the A string. And then 1, 2, 3 on the E string. This is definitely fun to practice. It's definitely an extra challenge. And if you love challenges, like I do, then definitely give it a try, even if you decide not to play it, but at least practice it. So we start in the third position and then try to find this A on the G string, shift. Okay, this is how you practice. You slide into the C and then you'll be perfect. So this is how you practice slowly. Okay, and then when you go faster, okay, that's the trick, and carry on. This is real fun. So, remember to keep practicing the shift into the 6th position. And then you'll be able to find it in your sleep. And those were the last notes of the piece. So this was the tango that we learned today. At least we learned the, thank you. We learned the fingering, and I showed you a couple of different versions. Perhaps you have your own ideas. If you have different fingering ideas, let me know down in the comment section down below which ones you prefer. And also let me know which other pieces you would like to learn. Okay? Promise, I'll see you again soon. Keep practicing, enjoying life to the fullest.